Welcome to the Highlight Her podcast, a space created to highlight incredible women in their journeys through business, motherhood, creativity, and accomplishments. I hope it ignites motivation in you like it does for me. Thanks for tuning in. Let's get to it. Hello, welcome back to the Highlight Her podcast. We're here with Cally Weymouth. I'm very excited about it. Owner and founder of C. Wickson Studio and the C Method Studios in Windham, New Hampshire. Thanks for coming on today.
Thank you for having me.
I'm very excited to have you.
So excited.
This is way overdue.
Way overdue. I feel like that's all we do is talk about doing a podcast, and now you're crushing it, and it's so exciting to be here.
You're so sweet. Yeah. Well, you've had a very busy summer. Mm-hmm. So you got married. Mm-hmm. You have a now 7-month-old angel baby. Angel which baby. Is the best baby. So you have had a crazy summer. Mm-hmm. And so I want to talk a little bit about you doing all the things, motherhood, business, all of it. So just a little background on Cally, which, most people know. You're very established, again, very successful bar studio, Pilates studio that, through COVID, you've kind of rolled into virtual stuff. Mm-hmm. And so talk to me a little bit about we all kind of know your story into it, but you have had to kind of adjust, and there's been some great things and there's been some struggles. So talk to me about that through the pandemic. Yeah.
All of the above. I truly can say that COVID itself put, I think, every business owner on the edge. Mm-hmm. That's putting it lightly. Yeah. But you know what? It has taken the world in such a different way with clients, with, I think, families, with work. I think everybody really took a step back and found the values of life again. Yeah. And I was just saying this with my team yesterday. I think that if I was to open up a studio today, and I'm not diminishing anybody that's going to open up a studio or a business within, a year or two, it's a lot easier now. Yeah. I think a lot of people have people used to have a chip on your shoulder, here you are, you went out and you started your own thing, your own business, you're able to make your own hours, which, it's great, but there's obviously a handful of people that do appreciate how much work goes into it, but I think people have more of a leg to stand on and put their families first, and talk about great timing for me to have a baby now and to be back in it. We're going into our 6th fall season, and it's finally going to feel like a normal fall. Yeah. And I say normal, COVID just really changed everything. My team, which I just want to point on, putting family first. They're all mothers. They all love to vacation and work hard when they're there in the studio, and I am one that kind of pushes that on them. Take the time for your family. All right, you want 4th of July off? We all team up who's covering what, and it's been a blessing in disguise. Yeah. It really has. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think, a lot of companies, I think, are kind of moving into that, kind of the grind culture is fading.
Thank God.
Which is nice. Yeah. And I think that especially, that was really pushed on us. We talk about that all the time. That was all that we ever were taught and did. It was just go grinds. What are you hitting next? What are you hitting next?
Yeah.
But then you stop and all of a sudden we're 30, 31, 32 with kids, and it's geez, where
did life go?
Yeah, and we're gonna blink again, and all we've been doing is grinding.
I know.
So I love that you're saying that, and I love that you have a team that really puts family first. Obviously here too, I work for a company that you want to really go, but family's important, and it goes by too fast.
I don't even want to say work hard, play hard, because that's really not the grind anymore. But when we're in studio, and I'm sure when you guys are working, it is that's 110%. Yeah. That's what you're focusing on. But as soon as that meeting's over, class is over, I'm going to the beach. Yeah. I'm going to get my baby. I want to be home with her. I want to see every milestone that she hits. Yeah. And luckily, I can do that. My husband just went back to work 2 weeks ago. He got 6 months paternity leave.
Just amazing.
What?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. What? I got 8 weeks. Nothing. Yeah. But that's amazing. Yeah. And this bond that they have together, I'm probably never going to see that again in another child. I mean, this company is amazing. It's Salesforce, which everybody always uses. It's a very well-known company. But I think that's going to be the new norm as they're going to really push family life. And I just love that. I don't think that I could be doing what I do without the support of him. I mean, going back and being there for my clients, and as you stated, like, I have a whole virtual business that still is thriving, which is mind-blowing to me, which is so cool. Actually started that business 6 months prior to COVID. I have a lot of snowbirds. I have a lot of older clientele that were like, I love these classes, but like, what do I do when I go to Florida for 3 months? I'm like, nothing. You don't work out. Like, enjoy life. But they want to move, which is like, it's such an addiction in such a good way. So I wanted to honor that, and I created a virtual channel, like built the website myself, which it was nothing great. Like, I swear when COVID hit, there was just like every glitch possible. And I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. I have no idea. And everyone just rolled with it. And I had so many studio owners reaching out to me, Cally, how did you do this? And I'm like, I hate to tell you guys, like, I launched this 6 months before COVID. And thank God I did. Thank God for those people in my life. And again, kind of rolling off of them, I am fully surrounded by support at the studio. Like, it's pretty cool to own a business where I am surrounded by other moms, other women that own businesses. Just a very big empowerment community. And it's awesome.
You're really good at that too, in like giving off part of your load. I think like you take on a lot, you do a lot, but I think you don't sometimes take on more than you know that you're capable of. Like, you know yourself enough, and then if you do, you're like, nope, that was too much, and I'm going to hand that one off.
And I think Navy has helped with that. Like putting Motherhood, because like, holy shit, Motherhood is wild. It is like the greatest job ever. I just am trying to find the balance, and it is hard. It's hard not to dive. I'm waiting for like this moment of me being like, I can't wait to get back to class and do this and do that, and I just don't have the full passion yet. And I was talking to my sister who just started her own business, has 2 children, and she's like, that might not come back the way you're used to. And a lot of moms that I talk to, like, things just change, and I'm still learning how to find that new fire. And it happened as soon as I'm like, the music starts and like, I am good to go. And I'm finding it more of like hands-on, like back to kind of like old school me of like 2016 when I opened the studio, like hands-on, how can I help that woman that walked through the door? I'm a big energy person. Like, that looks like she's having a bad day. Like, I want to hone in on that. And I feel like Navy has kind of helped with that, which is really cool.
Where are you right now, you think, with like the balance of motherhood and work?
I'm pretty good. I have had so many emotional nights. Lots of wine.
Thank God for wine.
Thank God. And I have to give so much credit to my husband, because I feel like he listens so well. And I'm not a huge communicator, and he's helped me so much with that. And again, being with the team that I have built, I've had the same staff for almost 4 years. And anyone who owns a fitness studio, like, knowing that you have the same women underneath the same roof, what? Like, that's unheard of. So like, I kind of give myself a pat on the back with that, but like, it took me forever to find that, like, this is who I want to surround myself with. And I feel like it's kind of happened in the studio too with clientele. So I think having, you know, clients like yourself that you're like, I've walked in the doors with you and I'm like, I don't want to fucking be here right now. And you're like, I get it. Like, not saying like, I'm not looking for sympathy. I'm not looking for a mom to say like, it'll get better. I'm almost just looking for that mom to be like, yup, I get it. And I think that's more, it's coming out more in moms. And I kind of think social media, as much as I hate social media, I feel like it's putting more, I don't even know how to say it, embracing motherhood in a different light. Like, not failing is better, but like, we're going to fail, and that's okay. It's okay to fail. It's okay to have a really bad day. But yeah, just communicating and having clients, again, like yourself, just being like, I get it.
I get it. And we talk about this a lot too. Like, the number one thing that we hate how moms feel the need to communicate, or like especially on social media, like stop making it look so perfect.
Yeah.
It's not.
Yeah.
It's like we are covered in puke and poop for
blowouts
for months.
Yeah.
And we're tired and we're angry and we're joyful and we're, oh my God, like I just, and like you're like, what the heck is my body for however, maybe
especially
even
like
forever.
being in the fitness world, I feel like there was just like a scope on me. And, you know, we legally got married in 2020 when our original date was scheduled. And my friend's living room like made it nothing. And we just, it was pretty much for like, I need health insurance. You got a great job. Let's do this. And then, you know, our wedding kept getting pushed. And I'm like, why is life, like, we're just going to still do this. Let's have a baby. Let's go for it. Yeah. And then it was like, oh my God, I bought my wedding dress in 2019. I don't know if it's going to fit. And it fucking did not. Well, it did not. Not at first. No, not at first. I've had all my appointments scheduled because every seamstress is like so busy right now. Everything got rescheduled. Yeah. So I went in 3 months postpartum, and like if you're a mom, 3 months postpartum is like you're in the thick of it. Like you're like, I got this, and like you leave the house and you're like, I'm leaking. And you're like, what's happening to my body? What's going on? I didn't even brush my hair today. Did I brush my teeth? No. Like, for some reason, like that's the first thing you do always. And then when you have a child like that, why does that not happen? I'm blaming coffee. Yeah. Because like who wants to brush their teeth and then have a cup of coffee? I'm blaming coffee.
Do I have pants on? I don't know.
I have no clue. So 3 months postpartum, I walk in and like I bring the dress and she's like, girl, this is not happening. And I'm like, this is not happening. What do I do? And like, here I am looking at myself as a fitness instructor and like was in the best shape of my life when I tried on my dream dress, you know? And I was like, you know what? No, I don't care. I'm just going to get a new one. Yeah. And like poor Larry, my husband, like I didn't tell him like what was really going down. I had texted him and I was like, he's like, how's the fitting? I'm like, doesn't fit.
I'm okay.
That was it. He didn't know I was like, I'm just going to get a new one, which like a lot of tears that day, of course. Yeah. But I think people need to know that like it's not a bounce back. Yeah. Like why? Why do we have to bounce back? Our bodies have changed and they're changed forever. Yeah. They're never going to be what it was. Yeah. And that's okay. And I think that we need more moms saying that. Yes. And I think more people in the fitness industry that are okay with that. Yeah. And I don't want to say like I worked my ass off, but I went back to my studio and I taught the classes I was supposed to teach. I filmed a 30-day postpartum channel, which is really fun because I was going through it with moms. Yeah. And I got back into my dress without crash dieting, without any of that. Like I worked out and I worked my butt off in class, but like when it comes to food, I'm exclusively breastfeeding. Like you are hangry all the time. And it's like you can't really focus on dieting when you are your child's source of food. Yep. You can't do that. They come first. So it was a struggle for sure, but I mean, our wedding day was amazing. It was everything that I dreamed of. I think the emotions were more intensified from waiting, which was really cool. Yeah.
So, and I mean, I think it's a huge thing to talk about too, that majority, I would say, of the people that come to the studio are moms. You know, at one point, either new moms or, you know, their kids are 8, 9 teenagers or, you know, older. Yeah, everyone. Totally. But a lot of them are moms at some point. So I think you having Navy, you've always kind of worked with moms your whole career, but having Navy, it gave you a new insight on what moms go through and what your body goes through in pregnancy and postpartum. So how did that help you and like give you some insight?
Honestly, I was pretty pissed off. I went through a doula training and I was a postpartum and a labor doula. And I was angry that I didn't know it was like that. Yeah. And they say, like, you can't really warn someone. You can't really tell somebody how it is until they go through it, which I respect. I get it. Yeah. But I had a really hard time recovering. And I think that people that see someone that's in shape, that takes care of their body, like, they're going to, that bounce back culture, right? Yeah. And I had a really hard time. Like, I did not move my body for 8 solid weeks. I had a hard time even walking with, like, wearing her. I had a lot of pressure. I just had a really hard birth. And I just was really angry that I didn't know that my husband was going to have to pull my pants up on me 2 days postpartum because I couldn't bend down to put them on. And I don't, why aren't we talking about this? It blows my mind. And again, it's not like sympathy. It's not that. It's just other moms, like now I know what they go through. I mean, we joke about it and being, 7 months postpartum now, and I'm like, we go to a jumping jack, and I know I look back at you and I'm like, lights are off, we're gonna pee our pants right now. And it's fine.
It's black leggings.
Black leggings all day, every day. And it's like, you see these things on Instagram and ads like, if you're peeing your pants postpartum, I'm like, that's not okay. And it's like, okay, well, sure, we can do exercises, which we do at the studio, but like, your body has to heal. It carried and created this human for 9 months, and we need more grace with women. Like, give them more time, give them more support. We need more support, and I'm so happy that I'm able to do that at the studio for other moms.
And I don't know why we as a collective maybe why we don't.
I don't know.
Because it's almost like sometimes I feel like people who've also gone through it, they don't give grace and they don't talk about it, and I never really understood that. Like it's the same like when you're out at a restaurant and you have a screaming toddler and someone's like rolling their eyes at you and this and it's a mom that's doing it, and I'm like, well,
you've been here.
Give me the book that you wrote about not your toddler not tantruming. I don't experience that. But I don't know why we as women don't give the grace to other women.
It's almost worse from like women to women, and I don't know why. I don't know. I think we just need more of this. Talk about it, get it out there. And I think more support. Again, social media can be so hard. It's just literally scrolling and seeing and comparing. And then on the other side of it, being a business owner, I'm like, that's what's throwing my business in with other business. Like, I need it. And it's a struggle. I'm trying to get myself out there more, and it's like, how much more personal information do I need to give the world? But like, it's pretty wild to see when you do post stuff on social media, like how much more I get from moms.
People engage with you.
And like it makes them want to come to the studio, which blows my mind. And I don't know if it's, maybe judge a book by its character type of deal with someone who looks a certain way. And it's like, we all do that without even meaning to do it. But I think it brings me down to earth a little bit more for people. And I want to keep doing that. Without invading my own privacy.
Totally. And I think too, like, it's for moms maybe, or women in general who just want a space to talk to someone. Someone could come in just because they're like, I feel alone and like I don't have an outlet or someone to talk about this. But I know once I'm there's going to be someone that I can just open up to a little bit that I can feel like related to, or maybe then I can have an outlet, something like that. And it's so cool that you have a space for people to do that. And it doesn't even necessarily just have to be about motherhood. Anything like that someone's going through, there's someone there that they can talk to about it, and that you're going to say like, okay, I have somebody for that, or let me help you with that, or what,
I know, it's almost like networking all the time, which taking a big step back is exhausting. And I think that's what I felt leaving and coming back. Like, I used to teach 20 classes a week. I was there for all of it. And slowly coming back and teaching 5 to 8 classes is like, I feel guilty. Like, I have this natural guilt of like not doing enough. And yet, like, I just had a staff meeting yesterday, and I look around and I'm like, to see, Jenna with her recovery, a woman in my business building her own business. Same thing with Allison doing the Pilates, and Clark and Wegman, like the health coaching, the Pilates privates, the Reiki, like all of this stuff underneath my umbrella is so empowering. And even saying, I had like a meltdown with them yesterday and just mom to moms, and I was like, it's so cool to me just to look at you guys and be like, you have come so far, and I'm able to take a step back, but yet my business is still thriving. Which is really weird. I'm not having to put those hours in. I did.
You did.
I did. And like, it's almost hard I'm trying to process it. And it's been like such a challenge.
How did you get to the point too where there's never been a time that I have known you to ever be like they're like jealous of anyone else. You've never judged. You've always encouraged other people in your same business space. You encourage your own employees to, you know, start their own businesses off of your business. What's been your mindset to kind of say, like, this is my lane, I'm staying in my lane, and, you know, but I'm encouraging you over here?
Yeah, it's such a great question. I think I thrive off of others.
Yeah.
I think that when they become successful, I don't take credit for it. I support them. And it's so emotional to see somebody. I was not supported going through what I went through to open up my business from other women. Family totally supported, but not in the work field with other women. Like the bad, the ugly, the, you know, things that were said that just stuck with me. And I remember saying to myself, I will never in my life make someone else feel like that. For succeeding and excelling, I'm like, if I see an instructor like, and their classes are busier than mine, I'm like, that is amazing. I am pumped for you. Kill it. Absolutely. And I think that me experiencing everything that I did, as awful as it was and hard to go through, was so worth it. And it meant so much to me. And I think if I saw those people that didn't believe in me and said all those things, and it was from multiple businesses, I think I would thank them. I really do. I think I would say to them, I am who I am because of you, and I have thick skin and confidence. I thank my mom for that. I mean, the dance world is cutthroat, and I was thrown into it at age 3 and competed at, I don't even know how old I was when I competed. And I think about like the judges staring at you and just like constructive criticism. I'm like, oh my God, I don't even know if they can say what they said to me back on those tapes back in the day. Probably not. But I think about that and I'm like, anybody can say anything to me, and I'm kind of like, it hits home for sure. Like I have my moments, but majority of the time I'm like, okay, on to the next. Like I'm here for my girls, and it has been so cool to watch all of them just succeed. Even you, like to do stuff like this. I mean, there's Lauren McCall at my studio. There's so many women that are just opening up businesses left and right, and just the confidence that I see in them, and it's so awesome. I love it.
And I don't take for granted for a second, like I think all of our friends and the people that we surround ourselves with, they're genuinely encouraging and supporting each other.
Which is so different from
and
even like 5 years ago.
Totally. Yep. And like it's rare. Like I know that we don't have that luxury of really having like a big group of women who are nothing but supportive, and it's actually true, like from their core. But I'm so thankful for that. Like I say that all the time to people. I'm just so truly, truly thankful that we've created this space, you know, for friends and that. But I just want that for everybody.
I know.
Like,
it's I really like why can't like Kimmy with Heart Studio, like just to see her totally change lanes. Talk about changing lanes, a different career, and just go for it. And then I see a lot of my clients bringing their children to her studio. Like it's just such, I want to say it's full circle, and it really is. And we're in this together. Like competition, there's always going to be competition out there, but if you are like confident and you know what you're doing and you're being a good human, like you're going to succeed.
And I mean, and we do a lot, like as women in general, so just support each other. Like we don't need another thing on our plate of like
jealousy and all that. None of it.
It's Well, you're wonderful.
Thank you.
You're absolutely wonderful. I mean, everyone that knows you loves you. You've created a huge following because you are who you are, and it's amazing. And you're an amazing mom and business owner. And I mean, you freaking wear her in class. Like you're just it's amazing.
I'm obsessed. I love it.
I know. What do you think's next for you?
So, I mean, I don't know. What's next is just life. I am trying to, again, process everything that has gone down, surviving COVID and having that, like, I'm wearing that as a badge, and I'm like, I can't wait to just take that off because I'm just sick of that being like, you made it. Like, it's now how to survive in a different work field.
In a different world.
Yeah, and it's a lot. It's hard, and I think that I'm always on to the next thing. I always put these goals out there for myself, and I am just ready to let my business be for a second, and let's like hone in. I'm doing a rebrand, which is super exciting. We're going to do our own app. So those are new and exciting things, but I'm not doing bigger and better. I just want to like enjoy it. I feel like I haven't sat back and been like, I did this.
Yeah, that's cool. That's a good goal to have.
Yeah, different for me, so I'm trying.
Yeah. Good. Well, where can people find the studio. And if you are, I'm going to say this, I tell everyone that I freaking walk by, but if you have not gone to C. Wickson class, get your ass to a C. Wickson class.
Thank you.
Amazing. Reformer, jump board.
Yes.
There's
Pilates, mat, bar,
mat stuff.
Mommy and Me.
Yes. Yep. And Mommy and Me classes.
Yes.
So check it out.
Yes, please.
Go. So where can people find?
Literally Google my name.
Yeah.
Cally Wickson, Cally Weymouth. It'll pop up. cmethodlifestyle.com. They can find our rates. They can schedule classes. Like I said, we are doing a rebrand. So kind of waiting for things to roll out and probably finalize things for 2023. But yeah, Google me, find me on social media at C.
And Mindbody.
Mindbody, the Mindbody app. Yep. C_Wickson is our Instagram name. So search me and I'll get you hooked up.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thanks, Cal.
Thanks, Kens.